Now, the World Economic Forum is here, guys. The big conference is next week. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. They told us in 2015, 2016, right around there, that the Bitcoin was going to take up all the world's energy by 2020. Well, they hammered that. They got that right. Life as we know it is over. Everything is burning. They only missed that by like 99.5%, I believe. They're off. So I think Bitcoin takes a little less than it did then, 5, 6, 7 years ago when they said that 8 years ago. I think it's like 0.05% the world's energy, but whatever. They told us that life as we know it is going to burn down as well over the last couple decades. We're still here, still breathing, still fine. They also had Event 201 and planned that out for us, which was great. In I believe 2019, planning the huge medical disasters across the world. They planned that out for us, and sure enough, that happened. And they said we're going to have a great reset. And they said we're going to have a great narrative after that to shape what people think. You know what? That just didn't work those last couple of years. The reset really didn't happen. The narrative isn't working. So now we're going to rebuild trust. That's the frame of this year's conference. Rebuild trust. No one trusts you, guys. Newsflash. No one trusts you. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There are people that trust you. People that don't think for themselves trust you. But that's dwindling. That's dwindling. As you continue to show your face, the mask has come off, and we have all began to see that centralized entities don't work. Collectivism doesn't work. We've known that for a long time, but the problem is collectivism, evil, shrouds itself in many different forms. And collectivism, what's good for the many isn't good for the individual. But what's good for the individual is good for the many. If you're doing right by each individual, then naturally A plus B equals C is going to be good for a society. But if you're continuing to do things just as a one-size-fits-all strategy, it's not going to be good for everybody. There's going to be collateral damage. There's going to be statistics. There's going to be numbers. There's going to be people that get messed up because of that. And that's where we find ourselves. That's exactly where we find ourselves. So buckle up, because Klaus and the boys and girls, they got something for you. They're going to fly there in their fancy private jets, spewing emissions everywhere, tell you how you need to cut your carbon and you need to cut your energy and all these different things, while they have fancy parties all throughout the night, 24 hours a day, all week long next week. So let's go. Let's get ready to go to lecture, go to class and get schooled by these absolutely mid intellects. There's no other way to say it. Just running feral, just being feral. I mean, like this is a world we live in right now, guys. This is the world we live in. But we have, fortunately, a separation of church and state already. We have separation of government and state. But we have separation of money and state now, more importantly. A separation of media and state. Probably the two of the most important things. Separating our free speech from the state. Separating our money, our transacting, our communication between us and the state. We now have that. And that is what gives me the most hope. People getting back to truth, first principles, natural law, studying the Bible, studying truth, studying eternal truth, studying the Alpha, the Omega. Truth lies in that book. And that's theologically and spiritually, but now on earth we have Bitcoin. We have ultimate truth. We have ultimate truth for humans, the human truth that we can find. That TikTok next block, every 10 minutes, it doesn't care. It's not going to stop. You can't stop it. No one can stop it. And that's the beauty of it. And it's going to expose, like it already has, many people, many things, many entities. It's going to continue exposing the frauds that all the rent seekers, the grifters, the fraudsters, everyone, all the governments, the entities, the NGOs, whatever it is, on and on and on. All the people that aren't doing the truth bidding are going to get snuffed out. Guaranteed 100% without a doubt. I don't know when exactly. Not this month, next maybe 10 years, 100 years, but for sure. If you listen to Cat Williams' interview the other day, he said 2024 is the year of truth. And there's something apparently about the year 2024 as well, about truth and 2024. So don't believe me, believe Cat Williams. Go check it out. Trust but verify. Go check it out. This is the year of truth, and people will begin to be exposed. We just saw it with the list. People flying their private jets to certain islands, and many influential people on those lists. Got to be careful what we say nowadays, because again, we have freedom of speech technically, but it's not enforced on all the platforms. So we got to be careful of what we say. Probably are going to get flagged for a few things we said earlier, but it is what it is. Truth has to set you free. You have to lay down your life and pick up your cross. And that's as much for me to repeat it to myself. It is for someone listening, for you listening right now. And we have to continue to remind ourselves that. Build communities. Number one thing in any survival situation is to build community. Digitally and then physically. Your ranchers, your farmers, your sheriffs. Build the people around you, your friends, your family, the people that are around you. Please, do not let your thinking and your action be outsourced to people like this who have nothing nothing in mind of your own freedom, your own wealth, your own sovereignty, do not let it be outsourced to these people. We have done that for the last 100+ years, and that stops now. Rebuilding trust. Absolute clown world. I appreciate you more than you know. Please shout us out. The algorithm hates truth. Question everything with boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify. And this is not financial advice. It is freedom advice. We look forward to seeing you on the next one.